Hello everyone, welcome once again to another tutorial by Slide School. In this part, we are analyzing Virat Kohli's hundreds, and here you can see a simple interactive dashboard where you can select a format, and according to format you can see number of hundreds is scored, total runs is scored, total innings he has played, his average strike rate, man of the match count by against, like against which team has he scored these hundreds as a captain. All these runs are when he has scored 100. Total number of innings he played, average team total, like in T20 is IPL matches. In IPL matches he scored two centuries against Gujarat Lions. T20 I performance, test performance, all of this will be explained in great detail in this chapter. So let's get started. So here is the data set about Virat Kohli international cricket centuries, and in the data set we have a stats sheet. In the stats sheet, the first column represent number. Obviously, in number you can see we have 89 values. So this is combined data of ODI format, Test format, and T20 format. In T20 format also you can see it is data of bilateral World Cup and IPL all type of matches. Here the first categorical variable for us is format, whether it's a ODI format, test format. So how many centuries has Virat Kohli scored in ODI format, in test format, in T20 format. This is innings information, whether in first innings or second innings, at which position has he scored centuries, the score he made in that particular century, and number of balls took to create that score. And they have already calculated the strike rate, otherwise we could have easily calculated it. Then against which team, at which venue, which country was the host nation, what type of series was it, whether it was a bilateral series, tri series, or what type of series was it, year, team total, like if Virat scored this much, what was the total of team in that match, and wicket lost and not out, how many times was he out, how many times was he not out, how many times was he man of the match after scoring a century, what is the percentage of win and lose or draw, and was he a captain, so as a captain how many centuries has he scored, and as a non-captain how many centuries has he scored. So all of this will be interesting to calculate here, and let's start analyzing this data. So to start analyzing Virat Kohli international cricket centuries data, we will consider two tables here. One is the stats table where we have the centuries information, and one is the info table where we have the full name, born, age, etc. For reference, I will simply convert it to a table so that it is obviously referred as a table. In table design, I will simply write Virat info. So this will be the name of my table. So now we will connect it because it's an Excel file. I will use a Excel connector, and by Excel connector I will simply connect that file, and after connecting you can see we have the Virat info and stats table. So make sure that the column names are getting read properly here. After that we will simply load it. So now we will have two tables, one is Virat info and one is stats table. Okay, first before starting we will simply put some heading which we are going to style later, and this is Virat Kohli centuries analysis. So we'll simply call it Virat Kohli hundreds, and we are simply going to use this color which kind of represent Indian jersey. We will align it to center, and here we will simply line it, hit enter to bring it to center, and we will increase the size to 28. This is Virat Kohli hundreds analysis. We can also do one more thing. We can simply invert the colors. So we will simply select this and change it to white color, and in effects we will enable background. So this is Virat Kohli 100 analysis. Now from Wikimedia Commons we will bring Virat Kohli's picture here so that it will be visible to the users that the great player who we are analyzing, we can see his picture also. So we are going to use this picture from Wikimedia Commons. To insert a picture, we have to use the insert tab, and from here image and select the image. So we have brought image of Virat here, and sorry for this. So we will simply align this image in center. As per the image also, we can copy the color code, and you can start, we can choose our background here, for example this background. So the color code for this image is now copied to clipboard, and obviously you don't need to know about it, it's just my choice. And this is the actual color code. This is Virat Kohli 100 analysis. In the text box in effects, I will simply enable shadow, and I will enable a visual border. I will choose the same color for visual border, but the radius of 12 pixel. And so we have this here, and we will give the same type of effect to Virat Bhai's picture also. So we go to home, format painter, apply the same kind of style here. This is your choice, this is optional, but here is Virat Kohli's 100 analysis. Now in our analysis we have a info table where we have age, batting style, born, bowling style, this type of data. So that is what we are going to bring as cards here. So let's bring our first card, and in our first card we will simply bring, first of all, name of this great player will be Virat Kohli. This will show first full name. Obviously there is only one data here, so here we are not doing any type of modeling by joining the two data sets, but this is first full name. So we can, what we can do is go to our format visual, disable this. In general we can enable the title and simply call it full name. Okay, we will align this to center, so we'll use our theme color, align this to center, increase it font size to around 20 pixel, and call out value, because we have to bring other valuable information also. So let's keep it to 28. So this is full name, and here we will make it bold, and we will just reduce the size like this. Here we are going to general tab, effect, shadow on, visual border on. In visual border we are going to select this color, and I like giving some radius there, although we can simply copy it, but I'm just showing you how to do that. 12 pixel. Idea is create your cards in such a way that you can copy them and display more information. So I will copy it, and I will try to display other information. Obviously the size is full, so we will just reduce the width here. Again, if you know certain element, like let's say you know formatting part, so you can skip a little bit ahead in the video. If you want to see how we are doing the formatting here, then you can keep watching. Then after full name we will also bring born, which is date of birth, So in date of birth, we have the value here. So we will reduce its size so that we can display the value. So in 16 pixel, we can view it properly. Let's reduce it to 16. 16, or let's try to fill other value. So this is November 5, 1988 in Delhi, born. So here we will write born. Okay. Here we will bring pair role. We all know player role. Top order batter. And here we will simply write role top order batter. Suppose in the similar way, in the same format, we will get values for other players also. Okay, so this is Virat Kohli dashboard. So Virat Kohli dashboard. Suppose we want to analyze other players, Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni, or any other great player. So we will simply create other type of other dashboards for them as well. So this is full name, born, role, and here we will simply go to title and change its size to 6. Not title but value, sorry. So allowed value to 16. And here we can bring, obviously bowling style is not important here. Batting style is important. So sorry, here we'll get rid of this and we'll simply bring batting style. If you want to write uh, bowling style also, we still have pretty much space left. So this is Virat Kohli 100 at hundreds analysis, and now we have created 4 simple cards to show detail of Virat Kohli. Now we will start analyzing his stats. Obviously this is hundreds, so we will simply copy this and we will um, rename this title to total runs. Obviously this is not total runs of Virat Kohli, but total runs in 100 we can say, or whatever you want to give a proper title to it. But here we just have to understand this is total runs, okay, which he has scored while hitting a century or while hitting 100 plus score run. So in total runs, in the data set we will see, in the stats data set we have score here. Okay, so if we will sum this particular parameter, we will get total runs. So here let's sum the parameter score. Here Power BI will give you different type of aggregate values like sum, average, minimum, maximum. So you can see total runs in 100 is 11,000. Okay, here we can increase the value because most of these values will be numbers. So or we can also give a different type of style to this visual, but let's see what we have to do, and we will keep it at 28. So total runs in hundreds is 11,000 runs. If you want to see the exact value, here display units is auto, you can say none. So total runs in hundreds is 11,468, and this is across all formats. Okay, it is not just ODI, not just test, not just international T20, but also IPL T20 also. So this is total runs. Similarly, total innings he has played to make these many runs. So innings. First, we have to see how innings data is given. So innings data is given as either 2-1, 2-1 like that. Okay, so instead of sum we have to do count here. Okay, so this is count of innings. So you will see exactly the number of rows that we have in the data. This will give us that count here. And here, instead of total runs, we just have to change the title to innings. So total, or you can call it total innings. Okay. So in total 89 innings, Virat Kohli has made 11,468 runs. Obviously, this analysis is per the data set that we have got. Uh, it may be a chance that at the time after we have recorded this video, or when the data was collected, records may have been changed, so in that case we have to see. But we have downloaded the data set from this Kaggle URL here, and here we have the Virat Kohli 100 CSV file. Obviously, when you will try to create the data set on an updated, try to create the dashboard on an updated data set, obviously it will show the final and correct data. So this is total runs, total innings, all when he has scored 100. We can simply copy this and we will bring average strike rate here. So at what average strike rate has he made these many runs? So this is strike rate. Obviously it will show you sum of strike rate, which will not make sense. We have to use average. So if you see the average strike rate considering test matches and ODIs, 103 is a very decent strike rate. For every 100 balls he plays, he makes 103 runs. Obviously, this is in those matches where he has scored a century. So that means whenever he scores a century, he bats at a very decent rate. And obviously, when we will use filter like ODI, Test, and T20, so we will be able to see this strike rate changing for different formats. So this is average strike rate. We can also bring average team total here. Like on an average, what was the team total when Virat Kohli made 100? So here we have a team total. So obviously, first of all, it will show sum, but we want to see average. And average team total is 336.45, which is a very great average team total considering we are also having T20 matches and we are also having ODI matches. And obviously when we'll use those filters, so this will be an interesting thing to analyze. And here in title we will write average team total. So after some information cards, here are some simple uh, numbers to see the performance of Virat Kohli. We can also count how many times he has won Man of the Match award. So for example, in MOTM either yes or no is written. Okay, so let's see here when you will bring it, like if we are copying it, so we will simply bring count of MOTM, not first but count distinct. Count distinct will show two count. Obviously it will show 89 values because this is actually data of 89 rows, but in filter we will simply bring MOTM once again, and here we will only select yes. Okay, so for that visual you can see out of 89 times when he has made 100, he has won the one Man of the Match award 51 times. And here MO, we will simply write MOTM count, Man of the Match count, okay, which is 51. Next is how many times has he been not out. So for example, here not out is also given as a binary value, yes or no. All this can also be seen in you know cards or something like a pie chart, which we will obviously bring. But here, simply because we are bringing counts, so we will also introduce not out. How many times he has been not out. And to do that, we will simply bring not out here. Instead of first, we will use count, and obviously from this visual we will remove this, and here we will bring not out and not out. Yes, so no is 60. 29 times he has been not out while scoring 100. Similarly, we can also find out in how many matches has he was he a captain. Okay, so this is captain, yes, no, and here we will simply bring something. See, I am just doing it because I want to show you what visuals can you bring here, but you can also try to ignore any particular data field here, and you can do the analysis as per yourself. Like, you can ignore these fields which are in the row 3, but I just want to see in how many matches was he a captain. So from here we will simply remove captain, and instead of count of not out, so first of all we will simply bring that. So here we will bring captain, so count, and as we have done so far, we will simply bring captain to yes. So in 46 matches he has scored century as a captain. And similarly, wins, like how many time after scoring a century, the team won the match. So for that we'll copy it once again, and finally we are going to put it here, and here we will simply write wins. In wins we will simply write count of win here, not distinct but count, and instead of count of win captain filter, we will simply bring wins filter. In wins we have 4 different values: drawn, no, tie, yes. So we will bring yes. So you can see a very good ratio, like more than 60, around 63 times he has won the match, right, after scoring a century. So Virat Kohli, when Virat Kohli has made 100, has scored total of 11,468 runs. Total innings he has played is 89. Average strike rate 103.63. Average team total is 336.45. Total man of the match count is 51. Not out is 29. In 46 matches he was a captain, and he has won 63 of those matches for the team. Now we will bring some filters here. So in filters we mostly bring those values which are categorical. So for example, here we have many categorical variables. First important categorical variable is format. Second is against which team. Fourth is venue. Okay, so we can bring these things. So for creating one of them, we will simply use a slicer, which we are going to put here. Okay, we also have a space here, so here we will also put something else, but important slicers are something that we are putting here. In the slicer, first we will bring format. Okay, let's try once more. Format, and format is ODI, T20, test, you can see. So what I'm going to do here, I will simply bring slider setting as a drop down value. Okay, and I will go to visual setting and disable slicer header. Go to general, go to tile. First of all, I will select this and copy the styling here. Here in general title, this is format, like what was the match format. Okay, and for slicer we are going to use a smaller font around 16 pixel. And to let people see this, we will go to visual setting. So select this and visual setting. In values, enable background. In background we will choose a very light color of the same theme that we have. So the color that we have is, sorry, first I will select the color. This is the theme color, and we will choose a very light version of this. Okay, like this. This is good for me. And values we will make bold also. So now you can see, now it will be an interesting thing to see. Okay, so for example here T20. So in T20 average team total is more than 200, which is great. Average strike rate is 177.85, phenomenal. Like he has scored 844 runs total innings, 8 innings he has played, and won 5 Man of the Match award. 4 times he has been not out, 5 times he has been captain, and 5 times team has won the match. So and similarly in T20I, okay. So I think let's try to confirm this. So as per the data set, when T20 is written, so this is a IPL match, and T20I is written, this is a international, obviously. So T20I is the T20 international match. So here blank means obviously as per the data set I'm saying he has not been captain of any T20I match, which is weird for me. But as a captain, he has not scored a century. So, but in T20I, but obviously in T20I, he has made a century, and in total 1 innings, he has made a century. In similarly in Test, you can see scored 4,472 runs in 30 innings at a strike rate of 65, which is good for a Test match. And average team total is also great, like 432. Whenever he scores a century, average team total is 432. Like chances of winning are very high. So in total 30 innings, you can see in 50% of the innings we have won the match. So that is great. And similarly in ODIs, you can see 6,030 runs in just in centuries. Or just when he scored century, the average team total here also is more than 300, so which is a great number. And his strike rate for ODI 112 is a very good strike rate. So this is the performance in ODI. And if you want to see all, you can just click it once again, and now you have the entire data. Now, as we have used format as a filter, we will simply copy it, and I will use 3 filters here. So first is format, then we also can put position, like at which position has he performed, how has he performed. So here are positions. So you can see when he has opened the match, his strike rate, and number 6, his strike rate is 54.66, low strike rate. And obviously I think this is mostly in test matches, so we have to bring that also. I will bring that also, like the format as a visual also. So first let's create this. So this is position. Okay, so here we will simply bring position, and in title we will call it position, at which position has it played these matches. Similarly we have format, and now like we can also bring venue here. So for example, at which venue, if you want to check, it's your choice, whatever you want to use as a filter. There can be more effective filters, but I am just giving you a simple information of what you can use here. And this is important for sports analysis also. So here you can see, let's see his, I assume his favorite venue, Bengaluru. So at Bengaluru, you can see average strike rate, it's 165.87, won 3 man of the match awards every time he was captain. And here you can see for different other venues also, like Adelaide, Ahmedabad, Birmingham. So you can see, you can start analyzing this. Uh, if any one of you needs this Power BI file, then please uh, ask in the comment section. I will provide you the link. You can provide your email to us. We will provide you the link. Now, since we are using things like position and venue, right? So it is also important to bring a format here, like in which format has he scored, those runs. So, for example, in T20, he has only opened, okay, and in T20, the venue at which he has played is Bangalore, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Kolkata, and Rajkot. So this is IPL. In T20, I obviously, okay, there is Dubai. So this way you can bring that. So now after creating our filters, we will simply create some categorical values. First thing is to see, we'll use a tree map, and in the tree map, we will try to see his performance against each country. Okay, so how tree map works is you put a categorical variable. So the categorical variable we will put is against team name. Okay, this is against team name, and in detail you can put any other thing. In values, we will simply pick the number of times with which we can see from number of IDs. Okay, first I have to check which column has the ID. So we have number format. Nice. So we don't have the ID of these innings. Okay, a serial number. We'll simply go to transform data and we'll add a calculated column. But we have the number. Yeah. So if we suppose we don't have this type of value, so you go to calculated column and generate a column from one. That will also do the same thing. Okay. So I missed this column. So I will simply close. No changes here. So here we will simply bring number, count of number. Okay. And this way you can see, obviously we have to use other type of width here. So I'm using a low width, but here you can see. Okay. In details also we will put number, and this will not be sum of number. This is count of number. And since in detail after putting the count of number is not working properly, first of all we can see most hundreds are against Australia, then Sri Lanka, then West Indies, and New Zealand. So it is like in this order. And this is a tree map. Uh, in tree map, you can see performance of category wise performance of any numerical value. The numerical value here is count of number, which is count of centuries, and here against is the categorical variable. Here also we will try to apply the same setting first of all and see. So count of number by against, it is not that. So we will simply write count by against. Count by against will be good, because we it's not just nations which we have. uh, you know we will also have IPL teams. So this is count by against. Obviously some settings are to be done here. So first I will reduce the title from 20 to 14 here, or 15, and here in visual we'll enable data label. Okay, and we'll enable category label. so that we will be able to see the values also. So count by against, you can see Australia, New Zealand, Sri Lanka, South Africa, Bangladesh, West Indies, and so on. If you want to see it in more detail, you can just zoom it, and you can see that against Rajasthan Royals 1, Kolkata Knight Riders 1, Rising Gujarat Super Giants 1, Afghanistan 1, Gujarat Titans, Kings 11 Punjab. And when you will select ODI, so obviously those values will not be there. In ODIs, he has scored most hundreds against Sri Lanka, then West Indies, then Australia. In international T20, he has scored only one century, that is against Afghanistan. In test matches, you can see most hundreds against Australia. Recently, there have been a lot of uh, you know questions about recent form, which is okay, but you can see his best performance is against Australia throughout his career. So in New Zealand, three, and South Africa, three, and so on. So eh, uh, most of the hundreds against our team is actually overseas, like in Australia and England, like 9 and 5. And in test matches at a strike rate of 65, and average team score is great. So that is what you can see here. This is count by against. Now we also want to see things like as a captain, percentage of wins, percentage of lose. If you want to do that, so for that we can bring something like this. And first of all, we can copy the same style, and obviously after bringing that, so as a captain we will bring in legend yes or no will come, and in values we will simply bring number, the count of number. So we can see this, and here what we are going to do, we are just going to change the legend position to bottom center so that the chart becomes better, and we will reduce the detail label size here so that we can view the data properly. So you can see in total, okay, this is test actually, yeah. So in you can see in out of the 89 hundreds that he has made, in 46 he was a captain, 43 not a captain, and count of number by captain is not looking a nice title to me. So we will write something like hundreds as captain, yes, no. Okay, this is one data. Similarly, we can also copy here, and we can use wins here. So instead of captain, we will use wins here. So let's bring win, and we will simply call it wins as captain or result as captain. So here we have different values, like yes is blue. So as captain, he has 170.79% of the matches when he has scored 100. In 19% no, 8 match was drawn, and 1 match was tie. And we can use a simple pie chart here. If you want to see the data labels properly, you can also use a stack column chart here. So here wins as captain, you will see properly. And for these columns, the color that I'm going to choose is our theme color. So that is important. Here also we have two slices. One of them should be our theme color. Okay. What I can do, obviously this one is looking better, so I will choose this as our theme color. And now let's try to find out centuries in all formats. Okay. So we will simply copy this data here, and we will simply change it to, this is our stacked column chart. I will use a stacked bar chart, and here we have win, and count of number is x-axis. Okay, all you have to do is just replace format. So format, so you can see in ODI he has made 50 100, test matches 30 100, T20 the IPL matches 800, and T20I 100. Okay, when you are showing data like this, there is one more way. Let's say you are showing colors, you can also use a function here. In your function you can use a gradient. For the lowest value you can select a color. For example, let's select this color, and for your highest value also you can select a color. Let's say this color, and every value will be a shade between these colors. Okay, this will also enable legend for you. If you want to keep, you can keep the legend or just turn it off. So this is what we can show, and we can see win as a captain. Obviously now we can see, for example, playing at number 3. He has played at number 3 in ODIs mainly, and made 43 hundreds, which is, so obviously the number 3 position in ODI is his spot kind of when he was playing. And here also in test, and at number 4 he has made 2600 in test. So 3 and 4 position are his most suitable positions, and 3 in ODI and 4 in test matches. In ODI also he has made 700 playing at 4th position, and at 5th position 300s, at 6th position 100, and that is in test matches. While opening in T20 he has made 800, so this is for IPL. His, all of his hundreds that he has scored in T20s, which is IPLs, is 8, and that is while opening. There is one last thing here. If you simply want to see wins as captain, we just have to bring one filter here, and that filter will be captain. Yes. So then the graph will be, you know, better. This is wins as captain. So 32 wins as captain, no, 10, drawn 3, or tie 1. And this will be basically performance as captain. So we will simply write performance as captain. So this is our simple analysis dashboard. And just change this heading to hundreds per format. And this is our simple dashboard for Virat Kohli hundreds analysis. Which player do you want us to cover in the next chapter? Please uh, give suggestions in the comment section. We will try to collect data of that player and create more interactive dashboards for that player also. And here we will continue to do analysis for Virat Kohli hundreds also, because there is a lot we can do here, like season wise we can do analysis, like year wise analysis. That is something that we are going to do in some other parts. Please subscribe to our channel if you want to uh, learn Power BI, if you want to learn sports analysis with Power BI and other BI tools like Tableau, Python, and Looker Studio. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.